I think what's very important is that we are putting a stake into the ground and sending a message as the state of Michigan that hate has no place here and that the state stands with the victims of these various communities.
But does Michigan law reflect that message? Some Democratic lawmakers say it doesn't, and they want to update the state's hate crime law that was created back in 1988. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Josh Berry.
I'm Janice Allen. Today, Democratic lawmakers introduced new hate crime legislation that would cover crimes against people based on sexual orientation, gender identity, and disability.
And another part of that package of bills would allow for prosecution of crimes against places of worship, which members of the Jewish community in Grand Rapids have found themselves the target of.
It's such an unholy, just a terrible act that one would commit against a place of worship.
Messages of hate welcomed Rabbi Michael Shattuck to work one morning back in 2019.
I put the key in the door, and there I was confronted with two horrific images of Hitler.
And while vandalism or even malicious destruction of property could be prosecuted, categorizing it as a hate crime in Michigan is much harder. But a group of Democratic lawmakers wants to change that. Currently, Michigan is one of 15 states that lack an institutional desecration statute. Representative Noah Arbit, alongside Representatives Christian Grant and Ranjit Puri, introduced legislation Wednesday aiming to update the old law. The current law does not protect for sexual orientation or gender identity, nor does it protect people with disabilities. And each one of these lawmakers have a deeply personal reason to support the legislation.
My family's former place of worship fell victim to a white supremacist mass shooter.
My brother is in a wheelchair. He was in a car accident a little over 10 years ago. And just recently, this past fall, he was attacked by someone who just didn't want him in their space.
Being part of the Jewish and LGBTQ plus communities, I promised my constituents that I would move heaven and earth to transform Michigan from a national laggard to a national leader on this issue, on the issue of preventing hate crimes. And that's what we're doing today.
The FBI notified Arbit and Attorney General Dana Nessel last month that a Michigan man threatened to harm them because they are Jewish.
And as we've seen this rise, our legal architecture to respond to hate crimes remains stuck in 1988. So this legislation, both the Michigan Hate Crime Act as well as the Institutional Desecration Act, will go a long way to making sure that Michigan is a national leader on hate crimes prevention, intervention, and response.
They call the bills a tool to prosecute hate crimes beyond surface damage done to a place of worship or even a person.
To prove that this was done because of who I am, because of what color I am, what abilities I have, who I love, who I worship, whatever those things are, it's the second step that shows, okay, this individual took action against me, but does the state and community that I'm in support me or validate who I am?
Now, the legislators also told me that because offenses often aren't prosecuted to the level of hate crime, the data doesn't often reflect how often it happens. The legislation could possibly change that. We did also reach out across the aisle to both the Michigan GOP and House Republicans for a response to the legislation. We haven't heard back just yet. These lawmakers expect committee hearings to begin in the next few months.